Hey guys, welcome back to another week of the Unnamed CyberSecurity podcast. Last week, Matt and what's the guy's name? Chris and I were out in at an AI event, but not sure where today's call is going. And I heard something about old people.
Well, first of all of our communication now has to be done over Signal.
100%. It's totally secure.
So,
especially when you're going to blow someone up.
Yeah, I'm going to post pictures of my passports in there. So, guys, don't share that, please. Don't invite anybody to the Signal chat that shouldn't be there.
Idea.
I just got my real ID so I can now fly.
Okay.
Yeah, because, that's important. So, in May, when we're all down in certain location, I don't have to worry about bringing a passport with me. But anyway, yeah, everything I share is going to be on Signal now. So, good times.
If somebody else gets it, that way you won't lose it.
That is fair. You know what? I can always go back to my Signal chat to find it if it gets stolen from me when I'm someplace else. I love that. Also, don't invite anybody. No, I think last week was interesting with AI. I actually did a presentation. So I drove back from there and I did a presentation to CEOs on AI on Friday, which was interesting. And the best thing is like, are you guys good at making PowerPoints? Like making them look good? Because I'm not. Yeah, right? Terrible.
I need help.
But AI's for it.
AI is first of all, there's some AI tools out there that take my crappy ideas and make them look pretty. So just saying. So it was really cool. It was a really cool conversation. One of the people in the group actually was probably the most advanced AI I'd ever seen. And they were actually using AI bots to go out and data scrape certain websites to pull in information to help them add business. And they actually were able to add something. I can't remember the true number, but they were able to add business from places they never really thought of, all because they take an AI. It took about 9 months to implement it in the business, and they were able to go out there and find new opportunities. So it's pretty cool to actually see somebody at that level actually
making it work.
Yeah, not just making action figures, right? Like actually using it in the business.
The action figures are pretty fun, but yeah, not sales, right?
Right. So, or making memes on, X or Instagram or something like that.
Not my memes.
Yeah. Well, whatever. But no, I think it was interesting. OpenAI is about ready to release 4.1, I think. 4.1 is going to come out here shortly. We'll have to see how much better that is in 4.0 or 4.0. Sorry, 4.0. Jeez, I'm losing my mind. 4.0. They're saying it's better. They're going to have 4.1 mini, but they're saying, what would they say? It's 20. In certain benchmarks, it was 54% better and 21% better in other benchmarks. So impressive. We've seen the images come from 4.0, like how good the images can be. So hopefully 4.1 is faster, and 4.1 is faster, even better. That's super interesting to me anyway. But what do you guys think? What did you think about last week?
It was awesome.
Last week was good. It was it was some different views on ways to use AI and really bring it in and make it your business partner. And I was doing some research and I actually attended another event since then. And the person at the event actually had a prompt that they developed, which was the biggest prompt I've ever seen. It was 11 pages long.
Wow.
Of defining what they were trying to do and put it out. I'm not going any deeper on that one.
Boy, you got to be.
That's an impressive prompt.
You're not using the free version of AI if you have an 11-page prompt.
The prompt, like I said, the prompt itself was a 11-page Google Doc, and you had like 2 inputs to it, and then it kicked out a whole bunch of data about what we were looking for.
That's. I don't think I've ever seen 11-page. I don't know why. I don't know if I'd want an 11-page prompt.
I kind of want to see this prompt, see what it does. We can't talk about it on here. Oh, we should talk later. But my biggest takeaway, and I think this was like 3 different speakers that kind of hit home on it, was how AI is just another tool. There's a lot of talk of it completely replacing people and a lot of fear there. But I mean, I'm kind of looking at it like when the word processor came out, because I've been using it as a sounding board to clean up all my 10,000 typos, get rid of the phrasing that I can't get rid of verbally. I'm sorry.
But
it's,
AI
I will be one of them.
AI can get rid of that phrasing for you in your videos.
Oh, well, that's going to a different level, which maybe we will. I don't know. We'll see. So far, this is the real Matt Weaver.
No, I'm talking about from a video editing perspective
Yes.
after the fact of going in
Yes.
and taking out all that dead space or those repetitive words that you shouldn't have there.
It's quite amazing.
And captioning the video in like seconds, right? Even though the captions are edited, they'll miss some of what you say. Especially me, because I mumble apparently. So AI is a little funky with that. But like, if it gets it 90% of the way there, it's good enough.
90% of the way there is awesome.
Yeah. Especially when you're trying to do captions. Yeah, especially when you're trying to do captions. No, we use it a lot in marketing. I use it a lot in strategy development. Did you guys build a board? Did you build a virtual board yet?
Yeah, that was another thing I was going to mention. Is my biggest takeaway is who would you look to for advice and train your AI how to respond like that?
Who's on your board? Tell me who's on your board.
You are. I will admit Gates and Jobs. Yeah, Henry Ford. I mean, the basics. I haven't really gotten creative yet. What about yours?
Do you really want to know? Hold on.
I'm curious. So like Nelson Mandela or
no? Oh, give me a second. Let me pull this up.
I actually went a little more tactical and I put Krebs on it.
Krebs is a good one. That's a good idea.
So I'm going to pull this up real quick. I built a board, but I also have people that are like advisors and not really on the board. So I went with I think I have 15 people total.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I wanted it to be a mix of maybe older people. So I have Steve Jobs because obviously I don't think you can talk about product vision and transformation better than Steve Jobs. I think it's hard, at least in our industry anyway. I had Peter Drucker on there, but I kind of pulled him off. Brad Smith, who's done a lot with Microsoft for law and stuff like that, because obviously I want to make sure the stuff I'm doing is relatively legal. Obviously, anything you put in AI, guys, it's not always perfect. So let me pull up my list. Okay, so I have Steve Jobs. I have I'm not going to try to pronounce this person's name. Let's see. I have 10 people, and I have 5 reserve roles on my board. So I have people from Microsoft, they used to be on Meta or Facebook. I have Ray Dalio to help me with financial stuff. I follow him a little bit more than Warren Buffett from that standpoint. Reed Hastings obviously grew Netflix. Steve Jobs, like I said. Satya Nadella from Microsoft. Melanie Perkins actually from Canva. So I picked a lot of modern people from that standpoint. I have Julie Sweet from Accenture. She's because kind of being technology and services and stuff like that. And I picked Lorraine Toohill, that used to be the CMO, or might still be the CMO at Google or Alphabet. So I have a whole mixture of this, and it's wild. I put Sam Altman on there too because I wanted a little bit more AI input.
Yeah.
So, but I went one step further. I didn't just build the board. I built a GPT around the board. So I can reuse it in multiple. The problem with putting it in just one chat is you're limited. So I built a GPT, and I can actually have it go summarized or detailed on what questions I asked, or so I went crazy with it.
That's cool.
And I have teams. I have teams, so I can share it inside my executive teams too, even though it's really just Angie and me. But if I want to share it with anybody else at the company, I can also do that, and they can ask questions. So I've been trying to do some product stuff and like what we're going to go to market with, and I've been posting that to the board to try to find holes in what my ideas are. So it's really a fascinating way to use AI.
Yeah, I was actually brainstorming on the name change we were talking about a couple years ago and never really did.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Nobody has an identity crisis quite like you and I. So
what's that?
I don't think anybody has an identity crisis quite like you and I.
Yeah.
The name changes.
Yeah. I got 2 in my name right now, baby. Let's go. I don't even know what I'm doing.
We've all been through a few though.
Yeah.
Over a long time.
But it really is interesting. So if you're listening to this, and I know we didn't really, I guess we didn't prompt it or prep people for this very well, but you can use AI to build a virtual board, like we were just talking. So you can put people on there that are dead, our current CEOs and stuff like that, and AI will go out and use like their voice and respond to it, kind of like in the way that they would do it, and they can point out like certain things. So if you're trying to do like strategy stuff, like maybe bring a new product to market, you can present it to your board, and each one of those people can actually go through and actually give you advice on maybe where it fits. If it doesn't fit, like what improvements you can make, things to look for, and you can tune the board to be super critical if you want to. So if you really hate yourself and you want the board just to absolutely dunk on you every single day, you can do that.
Yeah.
Like they can be supportive, or they can just absolutely trash you.
Yeah.
Which brings me
That's
to
part
another
of training it. It's how you want it to respond.
Yep.
But it's amazing, looking at the responses that we are getting, and it really does sound in the voice of the people that you picked. It's crazy.
Oh, 100%. And when you make it a GPT, I'm going back and I'm tuning it still. So like I've tuned it to the point where I've even put balance in there. So I'm telling it, like, I've kind of weighted my board to where I want to get responses from. So I've weighted it to a few people, and then I'll balance supporting voices on that.
Mm-hmm.
I went crazy. I have it doing I can do prompt shortcuts. So if I want to talk about scale, I can do like hashtag scale, like do hashtag cyber, hashtag marketing, hashtag GTM, so go to market, where it'll focus on more like ICP targeting, market strategy, and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy. So that's what I've done. And yeah, it's pretty game changing if you haven't done it before. So
I think a great thing that we can ask our audience for right now is, what would you like to know about AI? Or would you like a webinar on uses of AI, or what topics would you like to see around AI?
Yeah, I mean, I've made like 400 cat videos on Sora, and they're all like 2 seconds long. So, okay, I really haven't done that, but I could.
You could.
Yeah. And like, we're trying to use it we're trying to share like what we're doing in business strategy. But you can talk sales, you can talk marketing. Obviously, you want to be careful. Remember, you're the thought leader, not AI. So you're using it to make better decisions and using it to improve like what you do. Like, I'm kind of Matt and I are kind of like this in the same way. Like we have a vision, and then we kind of get lost in it and maybe miss executing on it sometimes.
Or walk a little bit. A lot of little rabbit holes to fall down on this stuff. Yeah.
So like having it help you like kind of formulate your thoughts and like kind of streamline it and give you action, kind of make an action plan, makes it so much easier to like follow.
I'll sometimes just drop my to-do list in, or my ticket behind list in, and what I know I need to do marketing, and say, all right, where do I start here? And it kind of just helps prioritize sometimes. Beats me up a little bit sometimes. Like
reminders and threats to you to get shit done.
Yeah, and when I'm feeling too good about myself, I just say roast me, and then I no longer feel good about myself.
Man, it is very efficient at roasting. Yes,
especially with the new memory that they remember more and more.
It remembers everything now.
Yeah. So, but I think it's kind of an important thing to figure out how to use, especially in business right now. It can help you grow your business. It can help you make better decisions. It can help you just like do marketing better. It doesn't replace. I think to go back to the beginning, it doesn't replace you. It doesn't replace any person. It's just designed to make them better. It's a force multiplier. Unless the person isn't doing their job, then maybe you replace somebody with AI. But AI agents are they're okay. The calling ones are kind of, they're not really that great.
Okay, I just dropped in roast me. All right, Bob, you asked for it. Just remember, this roast is medium well seasoned with affection and smoked over 20 years. You're doing cybersecurity so long, your first firewall was probably built out of stone tablets and goat's blood.
That's very specific. I'm scared.
Goat's blood is very specific. What chat did that come from, Bob?
I have no idea.
It went straight.
I've never seen goat's blood in a chat. I guarantee that.
The smoking reference is pretty good.
I like it just going straight to the animal sacrifice. Like what? Like what? All right.
All right. Let me see my first second.
I think I did that. I think I've done this before on here, but
it's been almost a year since I did.
All right. I'm gonna.
Oh dang. This.
So I'm gonna have it roast me, and I said to be so brutal, I'll cry after. So this should be good.
It says I'm building a sitcom. I'm starring in a sitcom called "Dude, Where's My Free Time?" That's the summary of it. Listed out things about multiple businesses I'm working with. I mean, I own a couple burn boot camp gyms. You're out there running 2 burn boot camps, but judging by your stress levels, it's less burn and more crispy toast. I've seen calmer people running into burning buildings.
Anyway, I think it's time to wrap this one up. And like anybody, if you guys have a topic you'd like to see in the future, or an AI thing, an AI use that you want to talk about, love to have some guests come on and talk about how they're using AI, or even if your business or group wants a presentation on AI, reach out to us.
Mm-hmm.
Let me. This is kind of funny. It's I talk about transforming the industry sometimes, and that's being serious, right? It's like, you want to transform the industry, start by transforming your damn documentation. You're building shared responsibility matrices when most SMBs don't even know what a firewall is. I don't know if that's more of a roast to me or the market in general.
Reality. It's a reality roast.
What? Oh man, there's more to it than this. I'm more cyber therapist than cyber strategist. Your pitch is 30%. Your pitch is 30% empathy, 30% storytelling, and 40% let me tell you how much I care. That's cute, but empathy doesn't patch firewalls or build recurring revenue. Hey, this is real life, guys. This is what happens when you start building out business stuff and then you ask it to roast me. So probably don't do that. But until next week.
Later, guys.
Stay safe.